Started our program 18 years ago after I got clean and off the street. A place for people to walk in the door and that we can hear their story and we can address their story, not address their problem per se, but help them overcome the obstacles they face to reenter society. We provide a best practice model for homeless reentry that nobody's ever seen before. Because we do it, we're data driven, we're trauma informed, and we want to provide true care as we move into understanding the depth of why people become shelterless. We find out that the basis for all the decisions they make in their life come from the trauma that they've lived through. And so as we begin to plug in true trauma-informed care into our system, then we begin to treat people and allow people to heal. From the data we've collected in my experience living on the streets, I've been to every door that you can think of saying I need assistance. Everybody's using different systems based on the funding streams that fund those organizations. There's our broken system. It's completely backwards, it's fragmented, it's siloed. Everybody's fighting for the same money, and very few communities completely work together to make that happen. Doesn't matter what door you walk into, we gather that information and we use it to make sure we don't lose focus on the person while we're trying to provide a service. We need to link together and map communities, use that same system to make sure that the services in a community reach that person. And that way, nobody is lost in the middle of this.
The whole focus of the solution we built with the Community Care Hub is centered around United Way's 211s, because they've invested a ton of time and effort creating a resource infrastructure for their communities. What we've done is partnered with the United Way 211s to use their resources and use that to create the referrals and link back to them so they know their data, their effort is driving referrals in the community and making a difference. When a clinical practice does a screening for an individual and says, I'm there for my physical, and I do a social determinants of health screening, identify that there is a need for food or housing or utility assistance.
In some of our communities that have implemented the Community Care Hub, that 211 team members are now being used as community navigators. And I think it's important to note that that's not just 211 being asked to take on more work with the same resources. This actually brought new funding and new resources to 211 partners to provide this enhanced level of service to help people get connected to the appropriate services and supports in their community. So it's really expanding the role and vision of 211.
One of the things that is critical to success is community engagement and buy-in, and getting the organization all aligned behind the process and the approach so that they'll support it and work through it, be trained on it, so there is one solution that is supportable across the community, so there's no wrong door, and we can get this working smoothly and know that we can coordinate the care across the community, bring people together, and get the resources out to each of those individuals as they walk through the door for this platform.
having a standard set of processes, well documented and trainable, having a list of requirements as far as resources and human resources, and this is what you need in place to make these processes work, and initial pre-site inspections and gap analysis of where they are and where they need to be before they're ready to do this, and then the training, and then the implementation, and then post-go live support.
This is replicable. We can model this in a franchisable way that will push communities to create change, because we've got a system that we know works, for one, and it's creating a best practice in communities. But, you know, even if you did it with 5 or 6 agencies that are willing to make that jump in a community, and you start there, I promise you everybody else jumps on board. We're proof of it.